I need the scoop.
A new mother's unique baby name choice triggers a family explosion that leaves her questioning everything. We're diving into a Reddit story that sparked fierce debates about creativity versus cruelty when it comes to naming your child. Get ready for a parenting dilemma that divided thousands over where the line should be drawn between meaningful and potentially damaging.
I'm 31 years old and have 2 sons, Jesse, who's 4, and Lucas, who's 3, and I just had my 3rd child a few days ago. And it's a girl. I love all of my children equally, but we've always wanted a daughter, so we decided to choose a meaningful name for her. Some names we considered were Amara, Esme, Selene, and Rosalie, but we wanted something more unique, so I suggested Embrace, because I think it's a lovely name, and also unique, because it would convey that our daughter's both loving and open to change. My husband loved the idea, and we settled on naming our baby girl Embrace. Yesterday, I went over to my parents' place so they could meet her for the first time. My older sister and younger brothers, who are 30 and 25, were also there, and my sister asked if I had decided on what to name her. My husband and I told them that we were going to name her Embrace, and my sister burst out laughing. She said that my daughter's going to be bullied, and her name's going to be punned the hell out of if I name her a verb. But I argued that it has a beautiful meaning and is more unique than a lot of names that convey similar meaning. One of my brothers, the 30-year-old, and Dad said that my sister had a point. My youngest brother said that he didn't want any involvement in this conflict, and my mum told my sister not to be so negative and defended my decision. This resulted in a huge argument, and I ended up leaving with my husband in tears. I asked a few close friends for their opinions, and some say that both sides are understandable, while others are telling me that my sister is right, and the name won't age well. After reading some of the feedback, I'm actually thinking it over from a different perspective. Someone pointed out how teenage boys might react to a girl named Embrace, and that really made me reconsider. I honestly like the idea of giving it to her as a middle name instead. That way she can choose whether to use it. When I said we've always wanted a daughter, I should clarify that I mean we wanted both genders. Even if we ended up having a boy this time around, we'd be just as delighted. I understand how what I wrote comes off, but believe me, we put just as much thought into our sons' names and love them more than anything. So am I in the wrong for wanting to name my daughter a verb?
The Reddit community delivered harsh but eye-opening reality checks, with many pointing out potential consequences the original poster hadn't considered. Armed with this feedback, she and her husband faced a difficult conversation about their daughter's future. 2 weeks later, a family meeting would bring the resolution everyone hoped for.
So, 2 weeks ago, I made a post asking if I was in the wrong for wanting to name my newborn daughter Embrace, a name implying love, because my sister, father, one of my brothers, and a few close friends said that the name could be embarrassing for my daughter in the future and wasn't a good idea. I discussed things with my husband a few days ago and showed him the post plus comments, and we both agreed that it might not be a good idea to name her something so unusual. Some of the comments saying I was in the wrong were harsh, but I needed the reality check, so thanks for that. After that, I arranged to meet with my sister the next day, and we both apologized to each other for the argument. Anyways, after some discussion and advice from my immediate family and some friends, we decided to name our baby girl Amara instead. Everyone seems to love the name, including us of course, so that's good, and we're set on Amara. But if we decide to choose something else, we still have until August, because my daughter was born on June 13th, and our country gives you 60 days to register the baby after its birth. I should mention that my husband and I have already chosen Selene as her middle name. We thought Amara, which means grace, eternal, and everlasting, would go well with Selene, which means sky or heaven from French. Just to clarify, believe me, it's not that we put less effort into our sons' names. I may have worded things a bit wrongly in my first post, but we put just as much effort into our sons' names as we did into our daughters'. Our sons are named Jesse, which means God's gift or king, and Lucas, which means light. Those names aren't very common in my area, and to be honest, My husband and I took inspiration for those names from a game because they're realistic and actually sound nice. It's just that she's our first and only girl, so picking a name out for her would be different, and we wanted to make sure it was meaningful. I know I sound biased, but I really do love all 3 of my children the same. Thank you to everyone who provided their help by reading my original post and commenting their opinion. It was great help.
Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is listen when others point out our blind spots. This story reminds us that parenting decisions affect our children long after we make them. Share your thoughts on balancing creativity with practicality in the comments, and check out our other videos for more stories about family dynamics and difficult parenting choices.